YouTube. I am going to work. I am going to work now. What time is it? I don't know. It's around 11:20-ish. Had to wait for it to cool. Not cool, but to warm up a little bit over here in Vegas. You know, swimming pools and water, cold air, freezing. Put those together. Donald Trump cannot make America great again. He cannot. Let's talk about the decline of men in America. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for more content, and share. Donald Trump, and I was thinking about this. I said, when did the decline of men, when did that start? I mean, true, from a religious standpoint, men, we've been on a decline, you know. But as far as if you're looking at other cultures, again, I'm telling you guys, I'm looking at a show called 90 Day Fiancé, Marriage is Over Broad, where the men are portrayed as the providers. The women have their roles, and this goes from India to Africa to Asia. I'm looking at every other culture. I can't say whether or not those cultures are thriving. That's for a different conversation. But I can speak to what's going on here in America. Make America great again. I like to point out that before the black people got their civil rights, America was not a great place. I'm just gonna say it like that. America was not a great place for us. And what I'm speaking of is historical facts. America was not a great place for us. If you were a part of the LGBTQ community, you know, America before a certain time, and I believe that was before 1970s. If you look at your history, I mean, it was illegal. That type of male on male, female on female, choose your own partner, all that, you can get severely, you know what I'm saying, for being that, for being black. Being conservative white in America at that time was right. That's for a different conversation. But Donald J. Trump cannot make America great again. He can't. I don't care how many laws get passed. He's only serving 4 terms. This thing, some of the things that's being passed, I do agree with. You know, certain things that Biden or Obama did, I agree with. I really can't speak towards the Bush administration. You know, George W. Bush. You know, I wasn't really on the political scope then. I was 27, 26, trying to find my way around the world. But as the older I get, as the world continues to turn, certain things I'm paying attention to. The reason why one man passing these laws cannot make America great again, and maybe we should do this in parts, is because it's gonna take more than a few good men. And when I'm saying good men, I'm saying men like me. Hard-working men. Men that when I see someone that doesn't align with my belief system, I'm having compassion on them. I'm watching the show 90 Day Fiance, and there's this woman, and she has completely gone through the transformation of becoming a man. She has began that transformation. And no matter what my belief system is, when I see her, and I see them, who is now a him, my heart goes out to them. Her, him. I'd like to address the person by name if I could remember it. My heart goes out to him because I said, wow, what, man, just to be feeling like that. I'm not gonna judge you and tell you it's wrong. Who am I? Who am I? I can tell you what Mother Nature says about male and female reproduction. I can tell you about that, but if I dive a little bit deeper, my heart went out to that person. I said, wow, when I saw his heart, keep in mind his was her, going through emotional turmoil. I saw the emotions of a woman coming out in a man. Let's face it. Biologically speaking, men and women, we create certain hormones at different levels. You can take other hormones to block other hormones, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna say it, I felt her pain. And I said, wow, if I could just sit down and talk to that person and just get to know them. I don't agree with people going through all those surgeries. I don't agree with that. I said, man, on rainy days, it's got to feel painful. And I'm not even being funny because I have a couple repairs done on my body. A broken, a smashed foot, an arm that was broken by my mother when I was a child. I could still feel my hernia scars at times. When the weather's humid. And I said, wow, to go through that intense transformation, my heart goes out to that person. Non-judgmental, non-hate. I definitely said after I thought about that, I said, God, the Lord Jesus Christ, if we consider him to be the all-seeing and all-knowing, he's gonna grade on a curve. Because if it's the God of the Bible that I've come to know, and I know I'm going off a little bit on the religious side, one man who didn't judge the woman at the well, he told everybody, write in the sand. Write in the sand. Matter of fact, he didn't tell everybody to write in the sand. He wrote in the sand. These men were trying to kill this woman for acts of adultery. Jesus came by. Yeah, he began writing a list. And by the time he was done writing the list, nobody stood there to accuse her. And he said, where are your accusers? He said, they all gone. And Jesus forgave her. That's the God we serve. Now I know we can go off into different types of conversations about where was this Jesus at when we was in slavery, where was blah blah blah. I know we can get off into that. That's not this thread right here. That's not what this thread is for. My belief system is pretty open about what's happening in the world. My worldview. My uncle, who's a pastor of a church, had a member get killed. Can I say killed? I hope I can say that. I need to get into editing. In Chicago, and when I looked at everything, I said, "Wow, she was doing all this for the church." The Lord's gonna have to help me understand some things. It's so okay that we question them, but I'm digressing from the topic. Donald Trump is not going to be able to make America great again. America's gone too far down. And when I say down, I'm saying to the point where people can't afford to live. People can't afford to live. As soon as we became a global economy, housing pricing has nearly doubled while wages have stayed the same. We've become we're at the point where things are irreversible. Things are irreversible. And my mother used to say this years ago: the rich are gonna get richer and the poor are gonna get poorer. That is what she used to tell me. And this was going back all the way, I'm 47, so we're going all the way back to the 80s when I could understand this concept, or when I heard this concept. And 80s, 90s, 2000s, 40 some odd years later, I'm seeing what she's talking about. The crushing of an economy, the elites getting richer. You have a person like Elon Musk, a lot of money, donating a lot of money. We have these presidential campaigns donating a lot of money. Look, what can we do with some of this money? How about buying down some of these housing prices or interest rates? Can't even do that. Look who controls all of these places. I sure hope, that's an interesting plane. I sure hope for the future of the children now, the 10-year-olds, by the time they get to my age, I'm not going to be around. I hope life is going to be better for them, but it's going to take more than one man. It's going to take a few good men. If we go back to, and I'm trying to figure out, I said, what happened with the men? Strong men like me, afraid to correct their child. I'm not afraid to correct anybody now. I'm not. Let's go. But I'm thinking, I'm like, what happened? And I can't even say it's a black or white thing. It's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. And I had to go back. I said, well, let me look at the first show that I can remember where the man was painted as a couch potato. Let's talk about Married with Children, which came out in 1987. Ed O'Neill is one of the stars of the show. And if you look this information up on the web, it was to paint a dysfunctional household. It was a show about a dysfunctional household, and guess where? You named it, Chicago. If you look at the show called Good Times, and you look at those creators, I don't have my list in front of me, but we'll go through them. Chicago. Painted, Married with Children painted this man that his wife bothered him, and she was painted as a ditz, if I can say that, simple woman, just big boobed and like the ditzy woman. She wasn't even blonde-headed, that would be a slight or a slur. So she was painted as that. Al Bundy, was painted as just a pocketbook. And I'm thinking, I'm like, according to my knowledge and how old I am, I gotta start right there. The reshaping of what men are good for in America. You know, what happened to shows like you know, there were good shows at the same time. The Hogan Family, I can recall a couple shows. Silver Spoons. I'm trying to think of black shows, kind of like what was the other show? Darius McCrary's playing in it. You guys help me out with that. What was the name of that show? Where it showed the father being a cop, providing. Harriet was the wife. A well-functioning household. Steve Urkel. You know, we had shows like that showed black families, that black men were the strong supports. You know, we are gone long from those days. Now we got shows. Should I have gotten off on Decatur? That would happen if I wasn't even talking on the phone. We have shows now. Tyler Perry, the creator of Dysfunctional black households. You know, and I know people may say something about this, but what happened to shows like the Cosbys? What happened to shows like the Cosbys, where people saw the Cosby Show, and that's what our black youth aspired to. Wow, I want to go to college too. I want to go to, you know, do this. I want to be like a Dr. Huxtable. I want a wife like Claire. We don't have those anymore. we let's just face it. We have shows about people already balling out of control, and it doesn't speak to what's happening here in America. Yeah, it's not going to take just one man to make America great. And I'm not going to even say great again. I'm going to say it should be just MAG. Make America great. Not make America great again. Because, you know, just in I would have to say, because I didn't experience racism, I didn't experience Jim Crow or anything like that. I was born in 78. But if you go back just 10 years, 68. You know, my older brother was born in 68. If you go back to his time, you know, I mean, within my father's lifetime, you know, and my father's 67. Yeah. How we're not that much removed from it. We're still young in that movement, where these laws had to get changed around. And it's not going to take one man to do it. It's going to take a reshaping of the culture. The whole entire American culture. I mean, they call us consumers, the American consumer. We dangle a new iPhone in front of their face, they just go crazy. You know, I got 3 different versions of Galaxies at home, and hey, when I turn each of them on, they still got the same apps popping up. You know, just one may have a different camera. That's it. That's it. So, one man can't make America great again. It's gonna take a lot of men coming together. A lot of good men. A lot of white men, black men, Hispanic men, banding together as Americans, and saying, hey, this is what we want our culture to be. You know, this is, and I know this is going to be a hard thing to do, because we've shipped out all of our resources, all of our companies that used to pay. You know, they're no longer here anymore. And if they do pay, you know, all of a sudden you go to work, you're getting laid off. All the companies that used to offer good benefits, and we're talking about, you know, you felt pretty good going to work for them, where your schooling was paid for. United Parcel Service is still, as far as I still know of, one of the few companies that do that. You know, they may not pay the top tier of payment, but at least they're saying, hey, if you guys go to school, work for us, we'll pay for anything you want to go to school for, anything to better yourself. We don't even have companies like that anymore. Not that I've heard of. If you guys have heard of those companies, please say their name in the comment section so people know about them. It's going to take a whole turning around of the culture. I'm going to go Bible on you a little bit. Remember the children of Israel trying to get to the promised land? The Lord promised them a land of milk and honey. Let's make Israel great again. Let's make Israel great again. You know, they can actually say again. You know, starting with Father Abraham. You know, how did they go from Father Abraham, you know, to being enslaved by the Egyptians, to be enslaved by the black people? It's not the Egyptians that you see today. I'm gonna tell it to you that way. How'd they get there? And in order, whether you believe in Bible or not, take this for what it is. In order for them to get to that promised land of milk and honey, of making them great again, so to speak, the Lord said, I'm gonna have to kill off this whole entire generation. All these old heads are going to have to go. All these old ideologies are going to have to go. They have gotten too old. They've gone too far. So they're going to have to go. And I'm going to, even Mo had to go. He took Yeshua. And he said, yo, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to begin with this whole entire younger crowd. Reshaping the culture. That's what it's going to have to take. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If one man can make America great again, let me know. Peace.